Hello everybody, this is Nikki Zick. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to change it up and do an abstract stylized floral using mixed media, watercolor, and permanent marker. This is done mostly wet on wet technique, and it's a really fun project, very easy to do. So let me get started and show you. Okay, let's prop this up between my Relax and Evil Eye Rock. Get that. I have a brand new Arteza pad. This isn't a block, it's just a pad glued on the top. And even though I did a full bleed on it, I didn't do the full saturation, so it didn't buckle as much as I thought it would. But right now we're going to start with the flowers. I didn't draw anything out. I just went freestyle. And we're just going to start with some water. I'm using a very large brush. This is a number 12 round. And we're going to start just painting wet circles and then adding the paint. So I'll start with this hot pink flower and draw and paint a circle. And then I'm going into my hot pink and going around the perimeter of that flower. And I'm just going to let it bleed. Next, we'll come over to the left and paint a circle of water. And this time I'm going to go into a bright red and do the outside circle, perimeter. And then I'm going to add some orange in the center. A little blob of orange. And let those colors mix. Maybe a little more red. Get it going near the orange. Okay, next we'll have a nice pale orange flower in the center with that. And this is going to have a yellow center, so we're just going to go around the perimeter of the circle with orange. Then I'm going to go into my yellow and place a round circle inside there. Then we'll have another pink flower here. Round circle. It's okay if you pick up some of the other color. We'll use this pink. Go around. And then lastly, we'll do a yellow on the left bottom. Don't want too much water. We'll go into my yellow and go around the perimeter and let that bleed. Maybe a little more water. Okay, now those are our 5 flower heads of abstract florals. Keep that brush there. I'm going to go down to a smaller brush for the stems and leaves. This one is a number 8 round. I'm using some new brushes. I'm very happy with the way they are working for me. I'm going to go into a light olive green and get it to a creamy consistency because we want it to be opaque. And I'm going to come down from the flowers and make long stems. Try to keep them as straight as you can. There's one that's going to be coming down from here. And there's one that's coming down from this flower. Okay, then we're going to paint some little leaves on each side of the stem. This one we could do little leaves on one side here. Could do little leaves on this side. Put a leaf here. I'm going a little crazy with the leaves, but I like to have this fullness on the bottom of the page. See, my pink ran into my green slightly. Just lift that up. Water down my green a bit. Put a little leaves this way. Then I'm going to add some leaves on the flower heads. Put some on this side, 2 on the bottom. There's 1 here. We'll put 2 here. Okay, that's pretty much the first step and layer of paint that we have. I'm going to let this dry and we'll come back and do the line work. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back and my artwork is dry. There's a slight buckling on my pad, but you can just bend it back and it'll lay flat for you. I have now my permanent marker, ultra fine Sharpie, and we're going to start drawing the details. I'm going to start with the flower up at the top, and it's a spiral in the center, and just keep going outwards and fill up the white space of this flower. And then on the outside, we're going to draw it around twice. Doesn't have to match. And that's the first flower. Then we're going to move over to the left and do the red flower, which is slightly different and has more details. So we're going to start with a black center dot and then make a circle around that. Then we're going to do a zigzag circle around this circle, and we'll just do zigzags all around. Doesn't have to be even or perfect. Actually, if it's uneven, it looks more stylized. Then we're going to do the whole perimeter of the flower with the zigzag. And you can stay in the red. If you go outside into the white, that's fine. But we're going to just go around this whole flower with the zigzag pattern. If you can't do that part with your hand, you can start up back where you started, as long as you complete the circle. And now we're going to do some lines just to give the indication of petals. And there's no right or wrong amount of lines to do here. We're just curving the lines out to show petals. Maybe 1 more. Okay, that flower is finished. Now we'll go down to the yellow flower, since it's a little more simple than the one that I'm going to do in the middle. So it's, again, a black center dot, and then we're going to do a circle around that dot, and then about a 1/4 inch around, do another circle. And within that circle, we're going to do my favorite spokes of a wheel lines in that 1/4 inch circle that we drew around our dot. Okay, then for the outline, we're just going to do simple double line for that. Okay, now we're going to move into the center flower, which has more details and it's a little bit more fun. So we're going to start with the center spiral and fill into the yellow. Then we're going to do this spiky line that I like to do sometimes. So I'm just going around like a scallop. And then I'm going to go back over the same lines, so we'll have a darker line and more interest in the center of the flower. Okay, now we're going to do the same scallop around the flower We'll go around here. We'll stop at the red. Okay, now we're going to draw curved lines as opposed to the other flower. These are more curved and show a different kind of angle of the flower. Okay, and that's the orange flower. Moving right along to our last flower, this also has a pinwheel center. You can fill up the white. And then again, I did that wavy scallop going around the pinwheel, and just do it carefree, and then go around the line again, the scallop line that you made. And this flower will have a circle around it with one line. And then this is very intricate. We're going to do the whole perimeter of the circle with little dashes. And this is a fun detail which takes a little bit of time, but it's really fun and interesting to have in your artwork. Hold the paper down if it's a little bit buckling, but just go around the whole flower with these little dashes and finish it where it meets. Okay, all our flowers are done. Next, move on to our stems and leaves. So we're going to go down each line that we made for our stems with the black permanent marker. And then I'm actually going to go up and do the leaves that go on the flower heads. And I'm just drawing loose outlines on these leaves. No veins, just leaf outlines. And now I'm going to go here and there. In my original, I did every leaf, but I think here and there is better look right now. Just random outlines. Maybe one more. Okay, now that's the rest of our black outlines, and we're going to go into our watercolor sky now. I'm going to go back and use my number 12 round. Get my paintbrushes out of the way. And I'm going to wet the sky. My sky and my water's a little dirty, but that's okay because I'm going to put blue. Okay, with the sky. Go around the flowers. Now I'm going to get a beautiful blue, light blue, and just dab it around in the sky. And move the paint around into the water. I love wet on wet. It's really a fun, free spirit. Wet the the paper a little bit more to blend the color. You can dab in some more paint. Go to the edge. Go into the flower. Dab a little blue there. Wet the paper a little more on the left. Get some more paint. Paint's a little dry. Move this around. It emulates clouds. Paint a little blue in there. Now we'll come down to the bottom of the page. Paint some water. Get the blue. Dab it in over here. Then we'll dab some on this side. Now we'll go in between the leaves and stems. A little more water. And just go in between the leaves very delicately. We don't want to blend out the green too much. So just put a little bit of blue in between. Make sure it goes up near the flowers. A little bit more here, up here. A little bit more blending. Let's see. You could touch up areas that need a little more. Go to the edge of the paper with the blue. Make sure you paint the bottom of your paper and all edges. And there you have our finished piece. I'll hold it up. Still wet, of course. But this is our finished piece of a stylized abstract floral. And it's contemporary and it was really fun to do. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. It'll really help me out a lot. And I will definitely see you again, and happy painting. Bye-bye.